Jason, do you think that specialist lenders has a part to play in supporting landlords expand or diversify their portfolios?
Yeah, look, I think the specialist lenders and specialist distributors have got a huge part to play. I think there's very frequent occasion now where there's a perfect customer profile and it's easy to actually place. So I think whether it's layered incomes or special purpose vehicles, limited companies, or just complex scenarios that we touched on before, there's a real need for alternatives to the actual high street.
So we've talked a lot about portfolio landlords, but is there still room for, say, first-time investors and accidental landlords in the buy-to-let market?
Absolutely. So consumer buy-to-let, someone has to start somewhere, right? So they're an essential part of the ecosystem, and I don't see that changing. We're certainly seeing this emerging 30 to 45 year age range, and as we've said, they've got to start somewhere with that first property.
Yeah. And I know for ourselves, you mentioned about overseas nationals purchasing social housing properties. Well, for us, you don't need an existing footprint in the UK. So again, this is another reason as to why specialists are so key to help individuals either purchase their first investment in the UK, or somebody purchasing a property is a great investment for future retirement plans.
Well, you know what, I think interestingly, so just last month, around about 8% of the buy-to-lets that we actually completed were with people who, overseas investors, had actually never set foot in the country, and yet here we were able to deliver a brilliant solution for them. So there's still a level of expertise, as we've said, that's required, but there's lots of opportunities coming up the track, and you guys do a good job at providing the solution for us.
Yeah, a lot. There's a bit more due diligence depending on where they reside, but there's a solution there, isn't there? And that's what we're here to provide solutions for these individuals. So from your perspective, Jason, what financial products do you think will be most suitable for those either entering or continuing into the buy-to-let market?
So the bridging products are a great products, isn't it? And I think where there's maybe light or medium kind of refurb, bridging is a perfect segue into that buy-to-let marketplace. We spoke about diversification earlier, and having that semi-commercial solution is also really, really important to us when we're trying a solution find. Yeah,
and what we see a lot of it together are properties that have been turned down elsewhere with other lenders because they don't like certain asset types. So say, for example, flats above a fish and chip shop, which actually there's so many of them down in the southwest region. But those types of properties and many, many others are ones that we can support with. And actually they generate decent income from these properties. So it makes sense as a lender and as an investor to diversify into that type of product.
I've got no doubt some of the best yields a landlord's going to get is on those properties where there's a takeaway and a flat above it.
Yeah.
And I think finding a solution is not as easy as maybe people would believe. But that's why getting some expert advice and using a lender like Together is so important.
Yeah, and having a broker is key, isn't it, to find the right solution for them. So what advice would you give to individuals who are looking to enter the buy-to-let market, Jason?
Look, I think this isn't a quick fix. So people coming into the buy-to-let sector and landlords investing in the buy-to-let sector have to recognise it's for the long term. And I think making sure that there's a team around you in terms of the broker distributor conversation you have, the accountant and solicitor conversation you have. So you've got a really capable structure to actually get the solution that you're looking for. But there's no get rich quick scheme available. This is a long-term commitment. It's a business commitment for a significant period of time.
Yeah, and you see, as you mentioned earlier about 35 to 45-year-olds who are entering this space, and we are seeing it more and more, and I know that you're seeing it, where parents are potentially passing on their portfolios to their children to help them continue in that space with those properties.
I think that would probably be the biggest tip to any brokers who are listening today, really, in terms of focus on the sons and daughters, because the advocacy from the parent in terms of how brilliant owning property has been over a period of time will be there, but the sons and daughters there's an opportunity to pick up the baton. But that structure around them, as we said, with a strong accountant from a tax perspective, a great solicitor, and somebody who can deliver that quality advice.
Because there's so many lenders out there in the market, isn't there? And this is where a broker can really truly support customers in finding a solution at pace, the right solution for them to move forward and continue to grow in their journey in the buy-to-let market.
So I think one of the most important things we need to deliver to landlord or broker clients is that certainty. And what I'm delighted to say with the Together relationship is there's a confidence we have. So if you say you're going to do something, it usually gets done, and that is really crucial for us.
Yeah, well, we've been opening doors for over 50 years now to not only investors continuing to expand their portfolio, but to first-time buyer, first-time landlords that are looking to enter into this space. And I'm sure we've got 50 plus more years in us of the common sense lending. And I think it's with great relationships with yourselves at Crystal and utilising, as you say, experts in the industry is key to really get the solutions that customers out there need. So in summary, it's vital to not only have a fantastic relationship with a broker who also has a great relationship with a lender to really help landlords realise their property ambitions and portfolio growth plans.
Get that brilliant team around you.
Yeah, exactly.